Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about taking your violin out of its case, putting the shoulder rest on, tightening the bow, and holding the instrument, and then putting it back. Okay? So, you got your violin in its case. Most cases have two zippers, so you're going to make sure both zippers are unzipped first. And once they're unzipped, you're going to unlatch the front, open the case, and then some cases will have this little blanket, some will not. If your case has it, then make sure to always keep it on your violin. And take up the violin. Now when you pick up the violin, you don't want to pick it up by the fingerboard here, or by the chin rest, or by the tailpiece, or by anything connected to the strings. So you want to grab it by the neck of the violin right here and hold it like this. This is the best way to hold your violin because this is where it was meant to be held. When you're holding your violin, then you can get out your shoulder rest. And your shoulder rest is going to have, if you look at it, a curve in it, and a tall side and a short side. And you see the short side of the shoulder rest goes underneath the side of your violin that has the chin rest. So you take the feet, you hook them around the side of the violin, hook the other feet around the other side, and slide them around until it's pretty steady, pretty sturdy. And then you're ready to hold your violin. So to hold your violin, I want you to hold it in two hands like this, with your left hand on the shoulder of the violin and your right hand on the bottom of the violin. Now, I want you to hold it up above you and then put it down on your shoulder. And now, don't put your head down on it yet. Right now, I just want you to stand here with the violin on your shoulder and make sure that it's pointing straight out to the wall, not pointing down like this or pointing up like this. You want the violin to be pointing straight out to the wall. Okay? Now, once the violin is on your shoulder, kind of on the front of your shoulder, and the violin is pointing straight out to the wall, you can turn your head a little bit and just set it down. And if the shoulder rest and the violin are in the right place, then you can let go. Now the first time you let go, I'd make sure you just kind of let go like this. So in case the violin falls. But if you can't do this, that means you need to adjust your shoulder rest. So you can move it back and forth. You can move one side farther back and then put it back down. And turn and try again. And you can also take the feet of your shoulder rest. If it's too tall, you can screw them in, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? So screw them in and it'll make it shorter. And then it'll be more comfortable for you. And if it's too short, you can unscrew them and it'll be taller and more comfortable for you. So once you figure that out, now we're ready to take out our bow and tighten our bow. So when you take out your bow, you'll see there's this little latch here. You turn it sideways, and then you pull it out a little bit, but you don't pull it out all the way, because if you do that, you'll break the tip off of your bow. So you pull it out a little bit and then slide it back till the tip is out, and then you can take it out. And now you're ready to tighten your bow. So you have a little screw on the end of the frog of the bow, and the little screw goes right to tighten. And you want to tighten your bow just enough that there's still a curve in the top, but that when you set the bow down on the string or on your hand, the stick doesn't touch the hair. Great. So now, when you're done practicing, when you've finished playing, and you're ready to put everything away, to put it away, you always should loosen your bow before you put it away. So just loosen it until the hair and the stick almost touch. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And when the hair and the stick are almost touching, that's loose enough, and you can put your bow back in. To put your bow back in, you set it close to the case, and slide the tip in, and then set the bow on the little latch, and then turn the latch, and you're good. Now for your violin, always make sure you take your shoulder rest off before you put your violin back in its case, because otherwise you could break the front of your violin. So first you slide the shoulder rest off, and then you put your shoulder rest, well, you could do this in whatever order works for you. Some cases have a shoulder rest spot, some don't. So I'm going to put my shoulder rest in the shoulder rest spot of my case first, which is right under my violin, and make sure it's all Velcroed in. I'm going to take my violin, remember always holding it by the neck or by the body and never by the strings or the fingerboard or the tailpiece. I'm going to take my violin and unlatch the Velcro and set it down, and then latch the Velcro, make sure it's nice and snug, put the blanket on it, and then shut the case. And always remember to latch your case with the latch and to zip your case. Because if you forget to do one or the other, if you've done both of them, then it's less likely to fall open when you're carrying it. So that's how you take your violin out and put your violin away. I hope that helps.